Does your house look like this, but you dream of it looking like this? Then this is the show for you. We'll help you transform your house and clear out all your clutter. With the help of our experts' tips and advice, we'll show you how to make hundreds of pounds by clearing out all this trash and turning it into cash. To the untrained eye, this room may look as though it's full of useless clutter. And if you've got a room in your house that looks like this, full of junk you don't know what to do with, don't despair. We're going to show you how to save all your clutter from the local landfill site. And we're going to show you how to make a tidy profit in the process by recycling, repairing and reselling all your junk to new owners. We've come to Brighton today to try and cure a serious family clutter habit. Musician Myrtle Pickleman and her husband Larry, who's an animator, live in this 3-bedroomed house with their 3 children, 9-year-old Dylan, 6-year-old Missy and their little sister Winnie, who's 2. Their home is jammed with junk and Myrtle's keen to clear it all out before the kids become clutter bugs too.
I think we're all as bad as each other, and I'm a bit worried about the kids picking up on our bad habits. But if I'm to be honest, I think Larry's going to find it a bit difficult getting rid of some of the stuff.
Ever since we met at art college, we've raided skips, collected anything we've thought looks interesting, half working, and it's all just cluttered up over 10 years of golden marriage to the point now that it's fallen all over us. And you can see that the house is an absolute disaster with too much junk.
It sounds as though we've got a big job on our hands today. But never fear, I've got just the men for the mission. Well, our experts today are our trash transforming pair. Mark Franks, are you in there? Oh, dearie me. And Paul Hayes.
Hello.
So you found anything yet, boys?
I found a lovely old camera's worth a few quid.
OK, what about you?
Well, I found a cash register to put all the cash in when we found all this trash.
OK, little hint.
Yes.
Never laugh at him, it encourages him. Now find me some more stuff, come on. To be honest, I'm not sure what's worse, the jokes or the mask. Fortunately, the final member of our trash transforming team is here to help me keep control of that pair. It's our dedicated DIY champion, Barry Sundberg. With a lifetime's experience in the building trade, he's the perfect man to rescue, repair and refurbish anything that Paul and Mark think has the potential to be recycled and make us a bit of cash. Now, experts are poised and ready for action as always. So it's time for us to find out why Larry and Myrtle have called us in. It's not just about clearing out their clutter. Oh no, we're here to turn all that trash into cash.
We need a bit of money to fix up our camper van called Buster. Every summer we go on holiday in him and we have a great time. But we'd just like a little bit of money just to sort of do him up.
If we're going to put a smile back on Buster's face, we need to raise £250. But before I set the boys to work, Larry and Myrtle have to agree to the trash to cash deal. Right, guys, here's the deal, OK? I know you want to raise £250 so that you can do Buster up,
Yes,
all right?
definitely.
Well, I'm quite happy to bring in the experts that can help you make the money, recycle stuff, all that sort of thing. But here's the deal. Only if you're prepared to raise the same amount again, another £250 for a good cause.
OK?
So you up for that?
We're
Yeah,
totally up for that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
OK, all right, well, let's bring in our experts. You are going to stop laughing because you're with Mark Franks.
Hello, mate.
Where's you, my dear? Got the lovely
pleased to
Mr.
meet
Paul
you.
Hayes. OK, now, boys, the target figure is £500.
Yeah, we can make that. What are they going to do?
Well, I hope you can, because whoever actually makes the most money will be crowned, by me personally, the Trash to Cash King.
There you are, you see?
All right? So you're up for that?
Yeah, great.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get a crown for you if you're the winner, don't worry. OK, so should we go and find some stuff to sell? Come on. Well, it all seems very friendly at the moment, but Paul and Mark are a competitive pair. And as the clear out of the Picklemans' home gets underway, Mr. Franks has headed for the garage. There's loads of unwanted and recyclable clutter in here, but Mark's decided to have, well, a bit of a sit down.
Well, this is nice, isn't it?
I know.
It's a bit like being in a normal living room, right?
My little escape pod, this.
Is this what it is, yeah?
Yeah.
You spend many evenings out here?
Well, not as many as I should do. Really.
What's going on? Why have you got a sofa in the garage? Why
Well-
is it not indoors?
Well, we got this sofa a couple of years ago. We really loved it, and then we got a rescue cat, and then she ripped it apart, and then the kids pulled a few buttons off, and then I had a good year at work, so thought get a new sofa.
Right.
And this came out here, and it's still bugging the place up.
Well, 2.5 million people a year go, I'm getting a new sofa, and dump their old ones. 2.5 million sofas a year get dumped.
That's disgusting.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Million.
Why dump it? This is cool, 1970s, it's like a big pair of lips. I love it. I think it's really nice. Got a couple of buttons missing here, but at the end of the day, we're not going to dump this, we can sell it. But chair's nice as well. Nice, I think that's really stylish. Coffee table made of timber. The last thing you want to do is cut down more trees to make another coffee table. Right, this little lot here, I reckon we're looking at 60 to 80 quid, perhaps even a bit more if we try really hard.
Sounds good to me.
Now we've got to go and make some phone calls and try and get somebody to come around and have a look at this stuff.
Let's do it.
Come, let's go and do it.
Now, to reach our £500 target, our two teams can sell their finds wherever they think they're going to make the most money. Now, that could mean specialist shops, through newspaper and internet adverts, local dealers, and even auction houses.
320-231.
Whatever's left over will be piled high onto two stalls and sold here at a grand house sale in a couple of weeks' time, to which we'll be inviting friends, neighbours, relatives, dealers, collectors, anyone we think can save the Pickleman stuff from the skip. But that's not all. Larry and Myrtle have also given us another crucial clear-out challenge.
The room in the house that needs sorted the most is the dining room. There's loads of art stuff, loads of bits of paper everywhere. The dining room table's always cluttered, and no matter how much I clear it, it just seems to get worse.
The dining room kind of has a little tiny area, basically, which is my working area, which gradually kind of flows out everywhere as the kids come past, take things, set things where I work, and then I move things around, and it becomes a disaster. I try and live with it, but it's not very efficient.
Well, as Larry works from home, it's vital that we clear the clutter from this dining room. And I'm determined to rehome all this junk so that he can work in here and the rest of the family can use the room too. Our clear out of the Picklemans' home has only just begun, but Paul's about to be confronted with the ultimate decluttering sin.
So what were you thinking of doing with this then?
Larry's going to just take it to the dump next week or something.
No. Right. This is the sort of thing you definitely want to save from the dump. This has two values, really. One, it's a gate. People are always looking for gates, and they're very expensive to buy new. The other one is the fact that it has some scrap value. Oh. Metal is always collectible. You get lots of vans coming around looking for old bits and pieces like this because all they do is weigh it in. It's a raw material that people go for. But personally, I think this could be restored, brought back to life, get rid of all the sharp bits, give a bit of a paint job. And, a gate like this would cost you around 100 quid at a garden centre. So if we can get 20, 30 pounds at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a good buy.
Hooray!
Does that sound all right?
Yes.
And we save the
Brilliant.
environment at the same time.
Okay, cool.
Okay, rock and roll.
I'm not so sure about rock and roll, Paul, but it sounds to me as though you've got to convert to our recycling cause there. Now, if you've got a garden gate that has been buffeted by the British weather, here's the Trash to Cash guide to revitalising it. First, remove the old paint. This is a tough job, and the best method is to use a knotted wire brush that attaches to a power drill. Next, spray on a base coat. This is much more economical and efficient than using regular paint, and it dries more quickly too. Finally, apply the top coat, keeping the can an even distance from the gate to make sure you get a smooth and even finish. You need little patience for this job to make sure it's done properly, but the refurbished garden gate can now be recycled at the house sale. It might be early days in the race for the Trash to Cash crown, but we've got an early leader. Paul's made a steady start, but although this stash of trash could be worth £45, Mark's out in front. Because he reckons this little lot is worth an estimated £80. We've still got piles of clutter to sort through, but as the boys continue with the clear-out, I think it's time for Myrtle and I to have a bit of a chat. So Myrtle, how are you finding the decluttering process?
It's really good. I mean, it's quite exciting, really, because everywhere's starting to look a little less cluttered.
And is this just something you've never got round to yourself?
I always mean to do it, but as soon as I start, there just seems to be something else to do instead. It's difficult when you have 3 kids and a husband that collects loads of stuff.
So you've had a bit of time to think about it. Have you chosen a good cause?
Yes, I'd like any money that we do raise to go to the Unemployment Families Project in Brighton. It's just helping unemployed families in Brighton get back on their feet. And it has just really good facilities there that are totally free.
Well, it sounds like a great project, and especially the fact that it's local and local to you. But we do need to raise £250, and from what I've seen of our 2 experts so far, neither Mark Franks nor Paul Hayes has got enough together. So shall we go and shift them along?
OK.
Come on. Don't forget, we've also got to raise £250 to put a smile back on Buster the Campervan's face. But whilst I've been chatting to Myrtle, Mark's been busy.
Good morning. I wonder if you can help me. I've got a sofa and a chair and a coffee table that I want to sell. OK.
He's got a local second-hand dealer to come to the house to take a look at the furniture.
All right, I'll see you in about an hour then. Lovely. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
But that's the easy part, Mark. The big question is, can you persuade him to pay the £60 to £80 asking price?
Basically, what we're trying to get rid of is a bit of a clear out. So we're looking to get rid of the sofa and the chair and the coffee table. You know,
Right.
I don't know what you think about them.
Well, the sofa's got a chance. The chair, I'm afraid not.
No.
No, that's no good at all. And the coffee table's not bad. So yeah, I'd buy these 2 things.
Yeah.
Who would be looking to buy these, do you think?
Somebody who likes retro.
Yeah, they're cool, aren't
That's
they?
pretty good. Nice colour, yeah.
I don't know. So I'll pick a number out of the sky. What, say 140 quid maybe for the lot or something?
No.
No.
More
I'm
like,
dreaming there.
I think you are dreaming, yes. more like £50.
Ooh, 50.
£50 isn't a bad opening offer, but it's time to stop dreaming, boys, and start haggling. Back inside, Paul and Myrtle are on the hunt for more unwanted clutter that can be recycled into cash.
OK, so this is Dylan's room.
All right, you can tell that, can't you? A real lad's room, this one.
Yeah, he's got some stuff in the cupboard.
Can I have a look?
Yep, please.
All right, OK. What have we got here then? Some clothing. Oh, some toys?
Yep. Matchbox.
Oh, wow, look at these. Well, they're big matchboxes, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right, I mean, just look at all that packaging there. Eh? I mean, I often think manufacturers would make these items but without all that, really. I think the kids just love to rip them apart and to throw them away. But he hasn't done that. Why is that?
No, I don't think they're the kind of right age group for him. I mean, they say 3+, but he's 8. He's almost 9, so he didn't like the look of them.
Yeah, I think my 5-year-old would love these. I mean, he's still into the cars and things, but it's a very, very narrow window in life, isn't it? They grow out of them very quickly.
Yeah.
But to be honest, collectors look for items like this when they're boxed and mint and untouched. These really would be put away for the future. You know,
Right.
some of the older toys that come in the original boxes are worth quite a lot of money.
Oh.
But the big problem is if you threw these away, I mean, look at all that plastics, it would all just stay around landfill sites for a millennium, really. It never recycles. I mean, the car eventually would go rusty and that would biodegrade, but the rest is a big problem. So we need to find new homes for them.
OK.
All right. So how many have you got?
We've got 6.
6?
Together, yep.
That's quite a lot, actually. I mean, if I said, I'd ask maybe a tenner for the big boxes and a £5 for the smaller ones. So if you said at least sort of £30 to £50.
That's brilliant.
That sound all right?
Yeah.
Hey, all right, I think that's great. So let's keep looking.
OK.
Paul Hayes, I'm loving your work. But the pressure's on to find more trash that can be turned into cash, because back outside, Mark and Larry are haggling hard to try and persuade the second-hand furniture dealer to up his opening offer of £50.
Ooh, 50. Well, say, what about 90 maybe? No?
No. It's only the sofa that's got the value.
80?
Somewhere like that.
75?
Yeah, we'll go for that.
75? Hey, good man. That's
That's not bad.
Right, you know.
No.
That's a shame.
No, 75.
75's
That's
all right,
good.
isn't it?
75's all right, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, give it a new home.
Yeah, give it a
go.
Thank you very
Okay.
much
Pleasure,
indeed.
mate.
Well, he might be the family's collecting king, but I think Larry's getting the hang of this recycling business.
Yeah, 75 quid is much better than I thought we would have done. So it's just been sitting in the garage gathering dust, and that's a good bit towards our total. So I'm quite chuffed, really.
Larry might be happy with the price he and Mark got for the furniture, but is it enough to keep Mr. Franks in front in the battle to become the trash to cash king? So, gentlemen, how are we doing? What about you, Paul?
Well, I found an opening in the market, a garden gate, yes.
OK, all right then. And what about you?
I found an extra room in the garage, a living room in the garage, a sofa, table, the lot, and I've sold it.
Well, that'll be why you're in the lead then.
Hey!
Yeah, at the moment. So
All right.
can you please do something about that?
That's right.
Well, Mark might be in front, but Paul's never one to give in easily. As the clear-out continues, he's found something that he's hoping will help him and Myrtle get dressed for success at the house sale.
These are great, aren't they? I mean, where have you got all these from?
Charity shops, the internet, anywhere I can pick them up, really.
Right, and do you go for sort of retro clothing then?
Yeah, I love it.
It's wicked, isn't it? You know, these 1960s outfits now, they're so cool. And you can see a lot of the modern fashions in these, actually. I can see that being remade by somebody.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Well, do you know what? Vintage clothing was forgotten about for years. And if you think about it, all these outfits would have cost a fortune originally. They're all the height of fashion. And especially the 1950s and 60s now, very, very much in vogue. It's like retro feel. There is a massive market now for these items. There's a whole generation out there that actually buy this vintage clothing. Interesting story, actually. There was a top model featured coming out of an antique shop wearing a blue polka dot dress a couple of years ago.
Right.
And she was photographed in the papers. And that dress then became the must-have, and it started to be remade and appeared in all the shops. So vintage clothing definitely has a cult following. And they can get quite expensive. I mean, when you bought them, do you remember what you paid for them?
Wouldn't have been much more than £5. I don't like to spend over a fiver.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I think you've cornered the market there, because I know people who spend a lot more than a fiver, especially things like Mary Quant or Christian Dior, you know, any of the big names that people go for. So I think what we need to do, rather than sell them at the house sale here, I think we'd like to find a specialist in vintage clothing. And we're in Brighton.
I know.
You know, it's the fashion capital of England. Well, you've got at least 4 complete outfits here, and if we said £10 an outfit, that's £40. So you're definitely going to make a profit here, if not a bit more.
That's great. That's really cool.
That sound all right?
Yeah, no, that sounds
It's
lovely.
not cool, it's hip.
That's really hip.
Just like you, Paul, or maybe not. The vintage clothing is a fabulous discovery, though, and it piles the pressure on Mark. If you want to win the trash to cash crown, Mr. Franks, you're going to have to smarten up your act.
This is we picked this up. We drove past this a couple of years ago. It was sitting outside someone's house. I think they'd left it outside the house, but we kind of went, oh yeah, well, let's have that. So we picked it up, and we've never really converted it because it needs rewired.
Yeah, it's not hard to do.
But I think it's nice if it had the right shade. It would be lovely.
You'd need a big imposing shade, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the sort of West German pattern, because in West Germany they were producing wares like this for the 60s and the 70s, and it's got that feel about it. I can see this in a sort of quite a funky room.
Yeah.
Is it something you want to get shot of?
Get rid of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to change your life, but at the end of the day, if you've got it for nothing, if we get a fiver or a tenner for it, it's like finding a fiver or a tenner on the floor. I think that's brilliant news.
Yeah, cool.
And it's quite nice to rewire that. It's not hard. You put the wire through there, straight out through the top. You can get all these fittings from all these superstores now, and in 5 minutes' time, you'll have this working.
Yeah. Listen, I've got something else here.
Yeah, come on.
Look at. This is a wedding present, so like strictly speaking, we shouldn't really give it away. But Myrtle said, you know, let's get rid of everything. So I don't know anything about this kind of stuff, but you know. Look at that, eh? It's real gold as well.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think so either. No, it's all right. Is it all there?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's either 6 cups and saucers or 4. And
Very nice. Well, this sort of thing was produced about turn of century 1900, 1910, mass-produced and sent over from the Far East for our tastes. And I mean, you do see a lot of this in people's houses, but at the end of the day, I think if you give it a wash,
yeah.
we've got 20 quid on that easily.
We get Myrtle to wash that.
Yeah, give us something to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Come, let's go and tell her the bad news.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a feeling you might be washing your own crockery, chaps. Thanks to your discoveries in the kitchen, Mark, things are really starting to heat up. This stash of trash is worth an estimated £145. But I wouldn't give yourself too big a pat on the back, Mr. Franks. Because Paul reckons he can make £180 from his pile of unwanted clutter. With hardly anything to choose between the two teams, the battle to be the trash to cash king could go either way. With the pressure building, Paul's decided to try and recycle some of the Picklemans' clutter into cash.
I think it is this way.
Myrtle are hoping to get £80 for some vintage clothes that Myrtle no longer wears.
Here we are. How's it, Mark?
Oh, yes, Mark, yes.
Very pleased to meet Anne
And
Paul.
you.
This is
Hi.
Myrtle.
Hello, Myrtle.
lovely.
And we brought you some dresses, but I can see you don't need any.
There's quite a few out there, yes.
Amazing, isn't it? So these are some great outfits here.
Right, OK.
So I don't know which ones you want to see first.
I don't really mind. Just start at the beginning. Right.
There's a coat.
OK. Winsmore. The important things with these sort of coats is the label at the end of the day. If you have something like Aussie Clark, you know, Quant, something like that, it can be worth 3 or 4 times the value of the plainer one. And also, what would be in their favour would be bright colours.
Is there much demand for these kind of?
Well, it's coming in. The 60s and 70s are becoming more in favour now. It has been sort of 1920s, 30s, 40s and 50s with the jive dancing, with the wartime revival dues that they do. Have they come from home? You know, they are family members' clothing?
No, I got them, most of them from charity shops.
Charity shops, right.
I've had them quite a few years. Some I've worn, some I haven't had the inclination to wear, maybe they're a bit older.
What would be in their favour if they were brighter colours, something like this? And also at the end of the day, the label plays a big part in the designer of the costume.
That's very mod, isn't it? It's almost like a Union Jack.
A lot of them have got that sort of mod look to them.
That one's from New York.
New York, yes, yes. Right. Well, have you got a figure in mind that you're looking for these items?
Around about the 150 mark.
Really? Right. Well, to be honest with you, I would struggle, you know, to sort of pay out that figure because of what I've been saying, because they're the wrong labels. Had they been a better label, you could be thinking of £100 a piece, something like that. But in this situation, I suppose I would be thinking about £70–80, something like that.
Okay.
Well, considering Myrtle got all these from charity shops, £70 would be quite a profit. But it's only the shop owner's opening offer, and if you want to be the trash to cash king, Paul, you need to persuade him to dig a bit deeper, because every penny counts. Back at the house, it looks as though Mark's thinking about a career behind the camera.
Isn't technology great? Look at that, over 3 million pixels. This is what you can buy today. But go back a few years, and this was the thing of the moment. Look at that, no pixels at all. But it still worked, and people actually collect these. Do you know that every 7 weeks we throw our own body weight away into the local rubbish landfill site? Isn't that crazy? Now, this little bit of kit is very collectible. Why chuck it away? It's not going to change your life. You're not going to buy a new car with the money you make from it, but it's easily a £5 note. If you found a fiver on the floor, you'd pick it up, wouldn't you? And what about this? This is super duper. This is a projector for slides. Now look at that movement. You've got a lovely set of bellows in there, and you put the slide cartridge in there, and away you go. Yet again, it's more money. That is probably the best part of a tenner, and this is an old school projector for Super 8 film. Now, do you remember this when you was a kid, watching the Super 8, watching all your holidays in silence, perhaps somebody playing the piano in the background? Again, it's going to add up to money, 5 or 10 quid. It all adds up. Don't bin it, recycle it and cash in.
Excellent work, Mark. Maybe you're not ready to leave the limelight after all. Those discoveries have really piled the pressure on Paul. So you and Myrtle need to persuade the shop owner to up his opening £70 offer and squeeze as much as possible from this deal, Mr. Hayes.
Your £70 works out about a tenner each, doesn't it? I think.
Well, I'm looking at the plainer ones perhaps being sort of 10, 15, and the jazzier ones, and the ones with a bit more style to the cut, sort of 20, 25. I suppose I could meet you sort of round about the £90 mark, if that's any use to you.
That sounds lovely. That sounds great. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Sound right with you, Myrtle?
No, that sounds really great.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
I
you.
think you've got a deal there.
Got a deal there.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
£90 is an excellent price for the vintage clothes, and Myrtle's delighted with the result.
I think that's great. I think it's great. I went in high because I kind of knew that he'd try to push it down a little bit. So I think 90 quid's great. I think it's brilliant. I'm really excited because I think we're going to win and we're going to beat the boys. So yeah, brilliant.
That's the spirit, Myrtle. A bit of healthy competition should help to keep Mark and Larry on their toes and help us towards our £500 target. Time's beginning to run out on our clear out of the Picklemans' home. But before both teams have one last push through the piles of clutter, it's time to reveal the transformation of that junk-filled dining room to Larry and Myrtle. We've got a bit of a surprise for you. Ready?
Okay.
OK. Have a look.
Oh,
This is lovely. Oh, and look at my work area.
Look, all your filing cabinets.
Oh,
It's a bit neater, isn't it?
It's lovely.
And look, the whole family can sit down here now.
Oh, these are really nice. Thank
You're
you.
so kind.
So you're pleased with this then?
It's lovely.
It's lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, very nice. Because obviously I work in a hellhole, and
that's
it's not a
nice.
hellhole anymore. It's lovely.
Larry and Myrtle seem impressed with their new dining room. There's space for Larry to work. And enough room for the whole family to relax in. With the clutter out of the way, the whole house could look just as impressive as this. But will it inspire the two teams to dig deep and find more trash that they can recycle into cash at the house sale?
All right, so whose are these?
This is mine and Larry's treadmill, which we got from an online auction site. And we used to use it quite a bit, but I've started going jogging with a friend once a week, so we don't need it anymore. And I just kind of want to clear the garage out, get it all free of space.
But what happens, these things really, the novelty wears off very quickly. You know, people stick to it. New Year's resolution usually sticks to it, and then all of a sudden you just don't use them anymore. But what you're left with are a nice bit of kit. I mean, these are often unused, they're in good condition, and somebody can buy them back into that market. We can recycle this one, definitely.
Brilliant.
But I must admit, it's a bit of an uphill challenge. What I do know with these is that people now and again have thrown them out. And the problem is that in there you've got batteries, you've got belts, you've got bits of rubber, and that's a nightmare for the environment. So these are definitely not the sort of thing we want to see on the landfill site.
No.
We want to give this one to a new home. All right. So
Okay.
now there are a lot of items like this on the second-hand market, and they're often in good condition because they're not used. So I think realistically at the house sale here, you're looking sort of 50 to 60 pounds, that sort of price band.
That's great.
I'll tell you all this fitness and time for a cup of tea. Come on, after it.
Well, if you can work out a way to sell it, Paul, £50 for the running machine would be a great addition to your kitty. But I suggest you keep looking for more unwanted clutter, because back inside, Mark's aiming to finish on a very profitable note.
Come on in, what's the story behind this?
Well, this is just another part of my huge amass of MIDI kit that I've sort of collected over the years. And, you know, it's kind of, I got so much of this stuff that it's just really got to start going, because I do all my music within the computer now.
I'm not really great on musical instruments, but am I right in thinking that this, which weighs a sort of weight of a small child and is nearly 4 foot long, we can actually replace by something now which is probably that big?
Well, sound-wise, yes. Keys, no.
But sound-wise,
play it like, but yeah, sound-wise, you can outdo that. You can outdo that.
God, I sound like such a heathen, don't I?
You are, really.
I know, but I think this is great, and it's a nice-looking bit of kit. A lot of people will be interested in buying this, I'm sure, because it is a decent bit of kit. Now, explain to me what this critter is.
This is a really, really, really ancient Korg drum machine, which is very, very rare.
And that critter down on the floor there,
This,
that looks like a
this
proper
is,
old
yeah,
school-
this was, again, this is from me having lots of MIDI kit.
Tell you what, I bet you look really professional twiddling your little knob.
I do, I love twiddling my knobs.
Now, this little lot of kit here, a lot of people that come to the house though may not even notice what it is. So we need to get on the phone and get some real sort of specialists, people that know what you've got, get them to come down and take a look at this. Because I think this stuff, I don't know, you're never going to get back what it costs, but it's going to come to a pretty penny. I reckon the right side of £100, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's try and get it a bit more than that if we can.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go and plug this in and have a little tune. You go and get the phone book.
Mark Franks, you're such a charmer. We're here to help, not dish out orders. To be fair though, both you and Paul have worked your socks off today. But the big question is, which of you has found the trash with the potential to make the most cash? Paul Hayes, you've done an excellent job and found an estimated £230 worth of clutter. But it's not enough to beat Mark, because his pile of junk could be worth £265. I wouldn't get too carried away though, Mr. Franks, because there's still all to play for at the house sale. clearing out the Picklemans' home, the name of the game now is to recycle all the clutter into cash. Thanks to the sale of the furniture from the garage, Mark and Larry have banked a tidy £75.
75's all right, I'm happy with that.
But it's Paul and Myrtle who are leading the way. They've made £90 from recycling the vintage clothes to a second-hand dealer.
I could meet you sort of round about the £90 mark.
The couple have phoned friends and family to drum up interest in the sale.
Yeah, no, we've got a house sale going on in the garage.
And called around neighbours to get them to come along too. But will their hard work pay off? Well, it's cold, it's wet and it's windy, so today's house sale has become a garage sale and it's packed, as you can see. So, without any further ado, the experts are ready, the tables are piled high, and I declare this house sale, or garage sale, open! Yay! Well, it might be blowing a gale and be a bit on the chilly side, but a decent crowd has still turned up. And there's early interest in the boxed toys on Paul's stall.
Hello, madam.
Hi, I'm thinking these are natural toys.
Excellent. Okay, do you have a little boy that you can give them to?
I've got 2 big cousins, about 5 years old.
Brilliant. Well, these really are cool. Anyone in particular? We've got a jet port, a police station, a garage sale. Quite nice, aren't they? So, any particular one, or all of them together?
Well, I kind of having the same, because we're the same age, so we can't have favourites.
Okay, so do you want 2 big ones for £20 or 2 little ones for a tenner?
2 little ones.
2 little ones. Yeah. That's £10 then, please. Thank you very much.
Nicely done, Paul. £10 is a solid start and stretches your lead. But it's very early days, and over on Mark's store, an attractive planter has caught the eye of a potential buyer.
I'm really interested in this planter, and it would be perfect in my garden, you know, with all my little plants and that for the summer.
Let's come up with a nice price.
15?
15 quid?
Can I take it down to £10? That's all I've got on me at the moment.
Well, if that's all you've got on
Then we
you.
have little choice but to say yes, don't we, really? Thank you very much. Very kind, thank you.
Pleasure.
Excellent work, chaps. £10 matches Paul's first sale. But can you go one better and get £20 for some unused crockery?
Top quality.
Would it go well in the dishwasher?
I wouldn't put it in a mishmasher, definitely not.
No.
You can see
Feather
straight through.
duster.
Look at that. Beautiful, fine china. 30 quid.
30 quid? Well,
Was that too cheap? 35. Did I surprise you with the cheapness?
ooh, 25?
26.
And a half.
And a half. What a lovely lady.
People are so rich in Brighton.
They are.
25.
Well, the boys are sheltered from the storm, but I'm not. Now, while they're making money, I felt morally obliged to do the same, so I've set up a tombola. Tickets are £1, and you've got a good chance of winning one of these prizes, all of which are items that might be a little bit difficult to sell on their own. So let's see if I can make some money. OK, anyone want tombola tickets? £1 each. OK, cool, you're brave. I haven't got a jumper you can win, but never mind, dip in. Now, I'm thinking pink doll. What are you thinking?
Number 18.
Number 18. Oh, unlucky, I'm sorry. It's not a winner. That's a shame. Hello, my dear. Would you like a tombola ticket? It's £1 a time. Lovely. Thank you very much. And now we've got some books and a Mother Goose video. And the Mother Goose video is what you've won. Back in the trash to cash market, Paul and Myrtle are working hard to recycle the refurbished garden gate.
There we are. Isn't that a beauty?
It's a beauty, yeah.
Right, have you somewhere to put it? Could you?
Plants on it.
That's a good idea, actually. Well, it does have a name.
Does it?
It's called Gareth.
You know, I think he must tell these jokes in his sleep. It's time to focus now, Mr. Hayes, and seal a deal for the gate.
We're looking for about £15.
Tenner?
£10 is fine. OK, thank you very much. Thank you. There we are.
£10 isn't a bad sale, but if you want to win the Trash to Cash crown, Paul, you need to start driving some much harder deals.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. As soon as you've got £2, would you like a toy and a book? Would that be all right? So take a book of your choice and you can have Bagpuss and a book. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you.
Well, every penny counts, and we're here to recycle the small pieces of clutter as well as the large.
Very nice of you to come along. Thank you very much. Thank you. OK, good luck. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very nice of you. And what are we on there, sir?
Just a dice bag, please.
£2. That's lovely. Thank you very much. Anything else you want to buy? It's a good discount now.
With the money pouring into Paul's stall, the pressure's on you, Mr. Franks. But it looks like you've got a second chance to rehome that old chair that the furniture dealer didn't want.
Are you not cold?
No, Mark, she's not. You're just a big softie. Now, stop moaning about the weather and start selling.
70 quid.
Oh, bit much, bit steep. How about £5?
Is she upsetting you or upsetting you?
How about a tenner?
Tenner sounds good to me. What do you reckon, Winnie, yeah?
Yes, a tenner's good.
Oh, money.
Very, very.
You see, when he concentrates on the job at hand, he can rehome anything. And it's time to find out if Mark's recycled enough clutter to overtake Paul.
Hello.
No cameras. Tell me, how you doing?
Weather's not great.
Yeah, I know about the weather. I want to know how you're selling.
Well, I'm trying really hard, Lauren. It's all I can say. I'm really trying
Do you know what,
hard.
that's the first time I've seen you lost for words. I never thought I'd witness the day, but hey, you're doing appallingly. You're being beaten by the man from Morecambe.
I'm being beaten by the weather and the man from Morecambe. That's what's doing it.
Well, you might be freezing. I'll tell you what, I'll go and get you a hot drink, but please sell something.
I'll
Mark.
try. OK. Roll up.
Maybe the reason you're behind Mark is that Paul's concentrating on selling and not the weather. I hate to say it, but you do sound a little bit like a southern softie, and if you want to beat Paul, you're going to have to redouble your efforts, because Mr. Hayes is pulling out all the stops, and despite the weather, he's trying to recycle a picnic set.
And then, out it comes. So you've got your table, you've got your chairs, maybe £20.
That's a bit too much for me.
Well, there is a saying in the antique business, one bid is worth 1,000 lucky on.
But I think my daughter's seen a book.
All right, OK. We might be able to do a deal. Should we do a deal on the book? Which one is it?
Horrid Henry.
Horrid Henry, right then. It's Horrid Henry, utterly wicked and totally brilliant. There we are, it's just like you. All right. Now try and persuade your mum what you need in the summer are some nice table and chairs, aren't you, for your picnics?
Yeah.
Hey? Think of all those picnics, you have to sit on the floor in the grass, all that sand in your sandwiches, no good, is it? All right, you need a picnic table.
Nice try, Paul, but I think you're going to have to find another buyer for the picnic set. And if you concentrate, Mark, you've got a real chance to catch up here.
I'll do that for a cheeky tenner.
Does it come down to £5, you think?
It's hard, isn't it? But it is a cold and wet and windy day.
Yeah.
Go on then, I'll take your £5.
OK.
You're a gentleman, thank you, sir.
Well, Mark.
Well, that's another useful £5 for your coffers, Mark. But it's make or break time now. A local music shop owner has popped along to the house to take a look at Larry's music equipment.
Graham? Larry.
What about you, Graham?
How you doing?
Nice to
Good
see you.
to see you.
Come have a look at the lovely stuff I got to sell you.
Brilliant. Yeah, some nice old gear there, isn't it? There's a lot of people, a lot of students that love this stuff still.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always a market for this, yeah. Keyboards, the older K4, yeah, popular piece of kit. Yeah, very nice indeed.
I never really got the goodness out of it, but I got too much stuff and it's got to go.
And you've moved on to other stuff now?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, excellent, yeah. No, as I say, I'm sure we can do something with all of this, yeah.
Well, this sounds promising, but it's time to start talking money. Don't forget, Mark valued the equipment at £100.
I mean, you know, I just want to get rid of it quick, so I was just thinking something about 180 or something around that. Being the cheeky Irish man.
A little bit ambitious, I think, on that one, to be honest with you. I'd like to get it closer to £100 if that's possible.
£100, what do you think?
Sound like a lot to me, but, you know.
I'm liking your style, boys. This is excellent teamwork. Larry started high and the shop owner has already offered at least £100. But that's the very least you need if you want to beat Paul Mark. So the pressure's on to squeeze as much as possible from the deal. Back outside, my tombola's still pulling in the customers. Oh, you've won the party floppers. Look at you. Enjoy. Thank you. Number 40, you've won the children's books.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, you won the transistor radio. There you go. All right, thank you. And Paul's working hard to recycle as much clutter as possible.
Well, it's fully working. We're looking for around £70 for the two.
To have it for a bit less than that.
What do you think? Well, have a look at it, see what you can do. It's a bit, the problem is, it's a bit uphill. When you try to run uphill, it's quite difficult, you know. How about, then, we'll do £60 for this and the pedal. How's that sound?
50?
What do you think, Myrtle?
50 for both.
50 for both. It's a good bid, isn't it? OK, right, that's a deal then, I think. OK. Thank you very much, thank you.
Well done, Paul. £50 is a good price for the exercise equipment. With the weather finally getting the better of our customers, the outcome of the battle to be the trash to cash king now rests on whether you and Larry can seal a deal for the music equipment.
Well, one or two are quite desirable.
One or two. Your hand off for 180.
I know.
I'll have it.
Well, I tell you what, we don't need to do this too much. So let's just say like 140.
140. I was actually going to tap you down for another tenner. I was going to go 130.
130 is yours. Take it.
Yeah,
Get it out of
happy
my
with that?
sight. Yeah.
Put it there.
Splendid work, chaps. With the music equipment sold, all that's left to do now is to tot up our total and reveal today's Trash to Cash King. OK, now you wanted £500, £250 obviously for the good cause, and £250 for Buster the Campervan. Yes, quite. Anyway, it's been a bit of a challenge given the weather, I must say, but did you enjoy it?
It was probably the best day of my life.
Yes, OK, Myrtle?
Yeah, it's been really good fun.
We had a great time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
OK, now how do you think you did then?
It got a bit slow towards the end there, so I have a sneaky suspicion these lot have got it won today. But how do you think we did?
I think we've won.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Excellent.
You've actually made £180,
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
which is good going. And you guys, how much do you think you might have made?
I think we probably made about 50 quid.
Yeah, well, 80 perhaps.
80 quid. 180 quid.
Would you like me to tell you?
Go on then.
OK, 277.
Hey, good lads. We were
I
robbed.
must say, that means that Mark Franks is the Trash to Cash
Yes,
king.
we were robbed.
Me and Larry are the kings.
Now, together
where to
with the tombola, OK, you've actually banked £470.
How's that?
That's pretty good, isn't
So
it?
you're pleased with that?
Yes.
Good. OK, so a little bit short, only £30 down.
That's all right,
But
I'll
you've got
make that up.
plenty of stuff here, haven't you, to still get rid
We
of at
have.
some point. So you pleased with the results?
Yes.
Good.
Hooray.
Good. Cups of tea. Thanks to their hard work, Larry and Myrtle raised an impressive £470 at their house sale. And they'll be spending half the money giving Buster the Campervan a facelift. They've also donated £235 to a local charity that provides support and advice to unemployed people and families in Brighton.
What it does is it sort of supports you to get back on your journey again, your life journey.
The centre runs lots of classes, but the money the couple raised is going to be used for a very specific purpose.
The money donated is brilliant because it enables the art group to run for another 6 months or so. It allows us to buy equipment, all various kinds of equipment, so people can come and do art of their choice and be part of a group, and reduces their isolation.
Well, I'm sure Larry and Myrtle will be pleased to know that their clear out is making a big difference to so many people's lives. And thanks to their efforts, it won't be long before they're also enjoying family holidays in their new look campervan. If you'd like to have a clear out and hold a house sale to raise some money for yourself and a good cause, we've got plenty of expert tips and advice on how to do it at our website, bbc.co.uk/lifestyle. See you soon.